Brown to Brayshaw. Sparrow working hard, and Fritsch is going to get another look. He has 5 goals too. Bayley Fritsch.
Angus Brayshaw's work rate and courage and just his skill execution on the biggest stage today. He's had to play a role all year. High draft pick, probably an inside midfielder. He's played that role to a T today.
That wing role, yep. 25 touches for Brayshaw. And look at this, all those in the squad enjoying the moment. They've been on the road for a long while, and for his 6th goal, Bayley Fritsch puts it through the middle. And with the 61,118 still here, loving this celebration, so are we. Hope you are at home. There'll be tears are flowing. I know Narelle and Al Lever at home, their son, playing here today, of course. They'd be tearful, like all the mums and dads and families of these players at home that can't get to celebrate with their kids.
What about this final series they put together? They have had 3 emphatic victories. They put Brisbane to the sword, waited a couple of weeks, pumped the Cats, and now this is 10, 11 goals.
They've got a 200-game player, Melbourne Footy Club, so they're young and I think they're going to get better. What a story. Here's Bayley Fritsch, gets a chance again to kick 6 goals in the grand final. What a fantastic story. As you said earlier, how wearing that famous number 31, the great Ronald Dale Barassi, and you know Barassi will be sitting up watching this tonight. How proud will the Melbourne Footy Club be? They have turned on a performance for the ages, and they're queued up. All the players are now in the race that didn't get a game, that have travelled over for the grand final. Bayley Fritsch coming up for goal number 6 in a grand final. The Fritsch has got 6. Famous number 31. Ronald Dale Barassi, who made that jumper famous, and Melbourne, they're going to end a 57-year premiership drought. There's tears, there's hugs, there's celebrations everywhere.
134 to 66, a massive score.
And Howie, Melbourne's greatest winning margin, the granny, is 73 points back in 1956, margin 68. Remember, they got belted in their previous 2 grand finals by an average losing margin of 78 points, 60 against the Bombers and 94 against Chiefs. Well, back against the Hawks.
15 of the last 16 goals they've kicked in.
Frightening. So they are just a powerful unit.
Brown kicks it wide, and it's becoming... Is that Petrarca, position number 9 million, kicks it?
Brayshaw, I think that one into
Brayshaw kicks it to Fritsch. Fritsch can go back for number 6. And one of the more extraordinary hairdos on the planet is Fritsch.
It is.
It really goes from east-west. It climbs up high and then comes back down. And it's a real... It's just sort of got a bit of private school sort of about it. I don't know what school.
No, it's from that Bayley Fritsch is from.
He's from Coldstream. He should know better. I don't reckon he gets back to Coldstream too often. Not sure he'd wander into the local there at Coldstream with Yogi Bear like that. He comes in, he's kicked 6 in a granny though, so maybe he will. He splits the middle. He's kicked 6 sausage rolls, 6 of the best. In the biggest game of the year, he's kicked 59 for the season. Bayley Fritsch. We were saying Bailey who at the start of the year. No one had ever heard of him.
Oh,
no,
he had a pretty good 2018.
Did he? What did he kick?
No, he kicked 40 on in 2018.
Oh, he's been a superstar for a long period of time. And now he's booted 6 sausage rolls on the biggest stage. The margin is 68 points. What the hell? Something's happened. Something has happened over there.
It's a
Mark. What's happened?
Melbourne just gone bang in the biggest possible way, and they're thoroughly enjoying their work. 6 goals in the grand final. That's an outstanding performance. They've had They've had winners all over the ground except for that second quarter. But what do you say? It is 68 points.
So it's an 85-point turnaround in a quarter and a half.
Yeah,
So the D's with a chance to add to it. Brayshaw has rushed forward. Sparrow hairs off inside the 50. Kick goes for Fritsch.
Oh, you kick 60 and you don't get the medal. But fair enough, a bloke's had 40 and been involved in half a dozen. I think the celebrations and the emotions will even be deeper, because it did look early in that third term as if Melbourne had lost their way and they'd given up an opportunity, and yet they've won by so much and by such an emphatic margin. Larks inside forward 50, 16-4.
Ooh, safety steel shed stats. Bayley Fritsch. Mike Sheehan declared him the best 31 since Barras. Ray Groom said hello. Bayley Fritsch steers through his 6th in a grand final. A phenomenal performance as he trots off on a little lap of honour and is embraced by his teammates. 6 goals to Melbourne's leading goal kicker for the year. Astounding, really. That's 59 goals for the season from Fritsch as he makes it a 68-point lead on the Victoria Police Supply Now scoreboard.
And he was the pick they got for Jack Watts. I mean, you think of players like that, Jack Watts and Trengove and Scully. So many names came through the Melbourne Footy Club, didn't they? But what has been the way that they've built this premiership with their list management decisions, not just dating to Pickett and Jackson, but to 2017 with Fritsch, and the way that they've drafted, Petrarca and Oliver draft picks. It's how premierships are built. They're built on draft night and at the trade table, and you got to give it some time, and that's what they've done. You add pieces to it, Langdon and players like this, but the list that they've put together is why they're winning a grand final today.
Wants to go out wide. The kick will hit the chest of Brayshaw. He looks inside 50. Fritsch has taken them up. Oh, dear. 10, I hope you haven't voted just yet.
Nah, the horse has bolted.
The horse has bolted.
Nah, Christian Petrarca's had one of the greatest grand final performances of all time. But, I mean, he's kicked 5-2. This could be 6-2. Will be 6-2. If he's kicked 7 or 8, then we're really talking about it.
There's still time left, X. There's still time left.
Yeah, they could bomb it forward again, X. So we're right and waiting for Fritsch. Demons fans, their players down on the sidelines, ready to run out on the ground. Still 2.5 minutes remaining though, and Fritsch could cap it off with 6 from 35. He does. That's a big game of footy from a young man. 19-14, 128. It's a real blowout now. 10-6, 66, 29 gone. And for McDonald's and Ream Hot Water, Triple M rocks footy.
It's a crafty footballer, isn't he? He's gone about his business the last couple of years, popping up with 4s and 5s occasionally, and this year he's been in that All-Australian conversation. As Lockie, he's pulled out the old-school Melbourne Demons jumper. Gary Lyon on the back.
Look at you.
Gary Lyon, or was that even before that time?
Gary Lyon, mate. All signed by Gary as well.
Wonderful, mate. Enjoy it.
Very snug.
You didn't have that out. We didn't tell us you had it 15 minutes during the third, did you?
No way. I was throwing it in the bin.
Margin 68 points then. We're back in the centre.
In Collingwood's cut, 32 years. This one, considerably longer. Melbourne go forward again. Brayshaw's got it forward of the wing. He picks the right target. They're trying to ensure that Bayley Fritsch eclipses Matthew Lloyd's record of 5 goals in a grand final, and he's got another shot at it right here, right now.
I hope he does, Tim, to be honest, because he turned that game. 2 goals in like 30 seconds to change the momentum of the game, and he was on the bench for a while there, Jim, just earlier, so I'm glad he gets this opportunity.
Would have made it interesting if he kicked 7 for the Norm Smith voters.
Yeah.
So Fritsch goes back and lines them up. He's kicked with theodolite precision up until his last shot, which missed. He's got it back. He's kicked his 6th. And the Demons go further ahead. Bayley Fritsch, 6 goals in a grand final. 59, I think it is, for the year. He has been a key for the Demons. They are 20-14, 134 to the Bulldogs, 10-6, 66.
6-2 for Bayley Fritsch. He's taken 5 marks. As Lloydie said, he kick-started him after that beautiful pass from James Harms from the stoppage when they shifted a bit of their tactics around the stoppages, but it's just been ruthlessly efficient today.
Bayley Fritsch had kicked 59 in 3 seasons prior to this year, and this year in a premiership team, he's kicked another 59.
He had been used, because he's so elite with the kicking skills, used down back, but clearly they've settled on the right spot, bringing Ben Brown over. You've got Tom McDonald, not as obvious tonight for McDonald, but so important. This is a wonderful team, and 2 minutes before it's formalised.
Plays on immediately to Brayshaw. 70 metres out at left half forward. Goes to Fritsch. He can have a go at his 6th again. He's marked on a tightish angle, especially for a left footer. About 25 out at left full forward. He's got 5 goals, 2. And the first of those 2 behinds actually cannoned into the woodwork.
Brown's height has been an issue too, hasn't it? Across the middle of the ground there. He's once again done enough. Kicked a few goals. What's he kicked? 3.
3, yep.
But you'd have to say he's had a presence.
Yep. Bayley Fritsch for his 6th. Not many achieve that mark, especially nowadays in modern day grand finals. Strikes it from 35. Umpire just clicks his heels, looks over his head and signals another goal. 6 goals, 2 to Bayley Fritsch. Melbourne lead by 68 points. It is now more than 2-1 on the scoreboard. 2014, 134, playing 10-6-66, and they have scored 15 of the last 16 goals of the game.
From nowhere, to be fair, Glenn. Like they were behind. I really don't want this to stop. No, it's such good football to watch from Melbourne. You want to put the Western Bulldogs out of their misery, I guess, but it's hard to say how a grand final that's been such a blowout has still been enjoyable. It's been good footy. After half time, only trouble is it's all been Melbourne's way. They've been clean, they've been efficient, they're kicking some great goals, and they're just running so hard, Ash.
Could he be a smoky for Norm Smith?
Is it an easy 6? Has he kicked an easy 6?
He's been the difference.
He's been the difference. He's taken uncontested marks. I mean, that means he's worked hard to get space, of course, to give him his dues. But I think the trucker's pretty much got his name on it, I would have thought.
So Brown wants to send it out towards Brayshaw on the wing. Looks inside 50 for the D's. Fritsch shingle position. Fritsch marks. 25 out. Tight angle. 45-degree angle. Left forward pocket.
It's a bit of celebration time now, as we've said. Chipping it around. Make sure everyone gets a piece of it. And a lovely kick to the advantage of Fritsch there, who could potentially go back in. Kick goal number 6.
Yeah, he leads at the ball so well, Fritsch, doesn't he? He recognises space and then works really hard into the kicker's vision.
All of the D's, players who aren't playing, have their jumpers on. 31 on his back, worn by Barassi. Today it's worn by Fritsch, who kicks 6. 2014, 134. Plays 10-6-66. 68 points, the D's advantage.
8 shots on goal in a grand final. You'd sleep pretty well, wouldn't you? Yeah. He's been outstanding. 4 marks inside 50. Just such a dangerous matchup, isn't he? He leads at the ball well. He can jump. Dangerous on the ground. I think he's a really dangerous matchup at this level.
And a good set shot when he's at distance as well. He's got a raking foot on him. He can get some distance behind it.
Absolutely. Can play tall, as you said, can play small, and so damaging. 6 goals.
Now
great effort.
Their highest score of the season as well for Melbourne.
Those with, let's call them, famous numbers on their backs. They performed tonight. You mentioned what Bayley Fritsch has done. Christian Salem wearing the 3, worn by Gary Lyon, and Jared Healy has been tremendous as well.